Good evening, everyone. How you doing? It's time for the Ruby Girl Talk with your favorite Ruby Girl, Dr. K, also known as Coach K. Hey, it's our favorite day of the week. What day is that? It's the day that the Ruby Girl Talk Show come on with an awesome, fantastical guest. And tonight, guess who I have with me, y'all? Miss Shawne Jackson. Let me tell you, she is awesome. And I'm not just saying it because she's a guest, but she's quiet awesome. Me and her, we attend the same church, and as we begin to talk, I did not know the talents and how she was affecting the community. And she's really out here helping people become authors, but she's not breaking the bank. Some people are out here charging people, and I get it. I understand their expertise, I understand what they bring to the table, but then it's people like Shani that understand there's that author that really wants to get their book out there, but they just don't have the funds. So, Miss Shani, welcome to the Ruby Girl Talk Show.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
Oh, no problem. I am so glad you finally made it to the Ruby Girl Talk Show stage. So, what I want you to do, I want you to go on my page, find this video, and share it. So, while you do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give them this $1 million commercial. It's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, and it's going to be sad. So, welcome once again to the Ruby Girl Talk Show. And if you wonder what Ruby Girl is, if you're new to the platform, or you just on here to see Miss Shawnee's interview, this is how I want you to know what I want you to know about Ruby Girl. Ruby Girl comes from Proverbs 31 and 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above. Come on, y'all, with me. The price of a ruby. So, ladies, this special is for you. Makes you rare, virtuous, and valuable. So you can connect with me at rubygirl.net. I have some ebooks out there that's going to help you with relationships, help you navigate the rest of 2025. 2025 been a little rough, y'all, so y'all might need some navigation. And then you can connect with me, rubygirl.net. I got some AI classes out there. I got some stuff for y'all. Just go to the website. So we're going to get this interview started because I know Miss Shani is prepared and I am loving her TV. She went old school on us, y'all. Remember these TVs that you had to turn, click, 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 click? I remember, Shani, when we got a push button TV. Oh my God. I thought we were, let me tell you, I couldn't wait to Christmas so we can push them buttons and everything. So TVs have come a long way now. We got remotes when we were the remote. Remember your mama used to be like, girl, get up and change the channel. Now we
Uh-huh.
actually have remotes. So Shani, I'm gonna let you give us a 30-second introduction. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shawne Jackson. I am the founder and CEO of Shamonj Gifts LLC. And Shamonj Gifts LLC is a book publishing company that publishes books in paperback, hardcover, audio, ebooks, in different types of genre also.
Wow. So how would they contact you? Give them your contact information.
Well, they could email me. My email is Shamonj Gifts LLC at gmail.com. Or if they are on Facebook, they can go to Facebook and type in Shawne Monet Jackson. And they could add me as a friend, connect with me, and then they would be connected.
Okay, great job. Great introduction. So we're just gonna dive into this. What I like about Sean is as we talk, she began to tell me about her backstory and how she progressed to where she is now. And it's funny, Shiny. You kind of remind me of Les Brown a little bit. Your story does, how you were overlooked and counted down. I don't know if you ever thought about that, but your story is similar to his. And so I want you to first, feel free, feel comfortable to share whatever you want to share. But Shani, tell us how you fell in love with books.
You know, it's kind of funny and complicated at the same time. I bet you're probably thinking, well, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, believe it or not, I actually hated school growing up. I could not stand going to school, but I loved it when my mother used to drop me off at the library. The library was like a safe haven for me. I used to go to the library and I used to try to read as many books that I can get my hands on, different types of books. And most of the books that I used to read back in those days were fiction books. By the time I was in middle school and I started to like boys and things like that, I discovered romance novels. Harlequin romances were my favorite books to read. I used to read those books like all the time. And around the time of me reading those books, I also discovered that I had a love for writing. I developed a love and a passion for writing poetry, short stories, plays, movie scripts, and novels. Writing for me was therapy because I was bullied a lot when I was in middle school. I was talked about, I was criticized, I was put down. And so, guess what? My books were my best friends. My journals were my best friends because at that time in my life, I trusted no one. So, a lot of the things that I wanted to say were in my journals. My journals held my deepest, darkest secrets. All the people who I had crushes on, I wrote about them too. All of that kind of stuff. Like, I remember those days reading books, checking them out at the library, reading the books that my mom used to purchase for me. I remember I would curl up and escape into the world far bigger than mine. Books for me wasn't just entertainment. They were hope and inspiration and imagination. Like I could read a book and go somewhere different in my mind. And I thank God. I thank the Lord God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit for planting that love on the inside of me. When I was a child, teenager, and young adult, like now I'm 41, but when I was a younger adult, we would go into bookstores. Like we go into those major retail stores, we go into those bookstores and things like that. And I used to beg my mom to buy me books or journals. Like if it was a book I wanted, I would in some way talk my mama into buying it for me. Or even if it was a journal, like if it was a journal and it was pretty and I just love the decorations of it. I love the feel of the paper and all that. I'd be like, Mama, would you please buy me this? And my mama, she'd be like, you always begging.
She sound like the old school mama
Yeah,
that didn't play. You
she
walk
like
in the
you.
store, don't touch nothing, don't ask for. She must didn't tell you don't ask for nothing.
She told me, but I didn't care. I would ask anyway. And then I got to the point, instead of asking for things, I would say, okay, I sure want this journal. Oh, I really want this journal. Oh, I really want this book. I'm subconsciously putting the idea in her mind to get
Hmm.
me this journal without asking for it. So
Okay.
I learned to master that. And she would buy me books and journals and things like that. And then other people at my church, because I used to go to Samaritan Missionary Baptist Church, and other people there used to give me all kinds of nice journals just because they knew that I was a writer. You know,
Okay.
they used to give me journals and notebooks. Like I used to love when Walmart, Meyer, Target
Hmm.
bring out the school supplies.
Really? Girl, I used to get anxiety because that meant it was time to go back to school. Ah, I used to hate when they started that back to school stuff. I'm like, no, don't do this to me because that means you ending my summer of pleasure. But I just want to back it up just a little bit. When you were talking
Hmm.
about how you fell in love, how stories, you would basically get caught up in the stories. And I can
Hmm.
relate to every single thing you're saying because I was a book nerd. If you go down south to where I left from, they will tell you, say, what do you remember about Kay? She always had a book. And I started reading Harlequin, True Story, True Romance. Do you remember those?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
and I
vaguely remember them. Like I remember reading them. I remember that the colors of the books that I would read were red. I don't
okay.
recall what all of them are about now, to
Uh-huh.
be quite honest, because that
Mhm.
was so long ago. So I don't remember all.
I get it. And I fell in love with books too because I was bullied and it was something about reading. I could get into that book. I learned how to block out everything. And books saved my life. And I'm quite sure for
Mm.
you, it became like you said, your best friends. It's not I don't know when people like they don't like to read. It's just like when people say, "Oh, I don't like animals." I'm like, you miss out on so much because books books give you so much wisdom, so much knowledge, but they help you too. And so if you have a child that's kind of to themselves and going through bullying, please introduce them to reading. Am I right, Shani?
Absolutely, because
Yes.
books and journals definitely saved my life. Definitely did. They saved my life. They kept me sane, you know. But then as I transitioned, I did more and more and more writing. And I went from writing because I was bullied to writing because it was something that I simply enjoyed to do. Because then I got to the point when I was in high school that I was no longer being bullied.
Okay.
And my entire life began to change in high school. Like the English classes that I took in high school and in college, the creative writing classes that I took in high school and college, the drama classes, all of these classes
Mhm.
had prepared me for what I'm doing today.
So
If
these are like, I'm sorry, these are like the early experiences that
yes,
help prepare you for the woman that you are now.
yes,
Without these experience, you probably wouldn't have the personality, the drive, that you have now. Am I right?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
All
I
right.
also learned a great deal from YouTube University. I learned a whole lot from YouTube. And I got my first, like, I started, what inspired me to publish my very first book was I saw a Caucasian lady on some TV show. I don't remember the name of the TV show, but she was on a TV show and she had said I had just published my book and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she said I self-published.
Mm.
And I was sitting there looking at the TV, waiting for her to tell me exactly the name of the website where you can get her book at. Not
Oh.
because I wanted to buy her book,
Uh-huh.
but I was waiting because I wanted to know what platform she used to publish her book.
Oh, but hold up, Shani. We ain't gonna give them that to the second part. We gotta leave them with this cliffhanger,
Okay.
we take this break, because, they might not come back, but I know they're gonna be back. But I want to go back to more so about how your past experiences shape you into the person that you are. Because you were told something about your English that would have defeated you, would have made you go another way. So what did they tell you about far as your English skills, your writing?
Well, when of course, I was raised in Detroit by my mom, my nana, and my aunts. As a child, my mom, she always took me to church. And Pastor Stargell, who used to be pastor of Samaritan Missionary Baptist Church, he was always positive. Like he always encouraged me. He always encouraged me to go to college and do all these different things. Even though I wasn't doing very well in elementary school and I wasn't doing very well in middle school, he still always encouraged me. Now my mom, baby, that woman was tough on me, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I thought she was the meanest mama ever, okay? But when I actually look back, what it was is my mama wasn't going to allow anybody to say that I was a loser. And my mama was tough on me because she wanted to see me win. And so that's why she was tough on me. But in school, teachers told my mom that I was slower than the other children. So my mom, she took me to have psychological evaluation. And they said that my IQ was below average. And they said that my worst subjects were reading and writing. Can you believe that?
No.
Imagine
No.
that. They said that my IQ was low in reading and in writing. But guess what? God, God had a different plan.
Yes.
Even fast forward all that, I get through all of that. I get through all the bullying. I get through all the teachers not believing in me. I get through all the traumas and things that I've been through in my life, even in businesses, working in business. I've had a lot of setbacks and challenges. Can you imagine you get your first real paid client, right?
Yeah.
And your client is gonna pay some big bucks.
Mm.
We talking about we talking about thousands of dollars for your services. And then all of a sudden, the power go out. You have no electricity. You just signed a contract with this person. This person comes all the way from another state to have dinner with you. You sign a contract with this person, right?
Uh-huh.
But then your power go out.
Oh, wow.
You have your power go out. You have no electricity, and then on top of your power going out, your computer breaks down.
Oh, no. Wow.
All of that happens. So you
And you
call people and you
mhm.
say, hey, can I come over to your house so I could use your internet before your computer go out and stuff like that? And people say, no, no, you can't come over here and all that kind of stuff. And then you have to figure out, okay, how am I going to deal with these situations? Because my computers have went down over and over and over again. There was one time I thought I was about to shut the door on Shamonj Gifts LLC.
Oh, wow.
But God told me don't ever give up. Like I've had external hard drives and thumb drives stop working with all of my files on them. Every
How,
last one of them.
how do you keep going, Shani? How do you keep going when the odds are pushing against you? And this is for somebody that's out there watching. Because right now, you might be going up against something that you like. You know this is what you're supposed to do, but everything is telling you is not. I'm not going to allow you. I know people say the universe, but how do you keep pushing past odds when it seems like the odds are not on your side, Shani?
You just have to remember that you have to trust God and keep moving
There you
forward.
go.
You have to not look at your struggle or your pain that you're feeling right now, but you have to look above that. And you have to look at God and understand and know that He is the Lord of the harvest. And if you keep on working, that the Lord of the harvest will reward you with the harvest in His time.
Mm,
And when you remember those things, you can move forward even when you're having obstacles come against you.
that's a good word. That'll preach. You know that, right? That will
You
preach. I
you
will
are
pull out
pulling
my
the pre
checkbook. Offering time.
you are pulling the preacher out of me, okay? I
That is
used to
good.
preach at one time.
What happened? I know this is off the cuff, but you might not want to talk about it, but we can talk about it offline. But
Okay.
well, I'm about to take a 1 minute break. And so during the break, Shiny, what I want you to do, I'm gonna give the Ruby Girl Talk Show to you. And for 1 minute, I want you just to talk to them about anything you want to encourage them, tell them about your um we'll talk about your book later, but if anything that you want to talk to them about, I'm gonna give it to you for 1 minute, and I'm gonna go out
Okay.
there and I'm gonna see what everybody is saying out there that's commenting. So, like I said, my keyboard warriors, get the typing if you want me to recognize your comments. But the show is yours for 60 seconds, not 60 minutes, 60 seconds.
Okay. All right. Okay, this is what I want to say to all of you who are watching this podcast. I want to tell you, don't let anybody tell you that your story doesn't matter. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't start that business. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not qualified because you are not validated by other people's opinions. I want you to know that God made you in His image and likeness. And the Bible says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And so I want to encourage you that whatever it is that you want to do, whether you want to start a business, whether you want to publish a book, whatever it is you want to do, I want you to go for it. Like Nike said, go for it. And you have Shamonj Gifts LLC here to help you.
All right, give me your contact information. Oh, you went mute.
Did?
Uh huh. Okay, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Uh huh.
Well, you can go to my website, www.shamonjgifts.com, or you can just connect with me on Facebook. Now, I'm going to be honest, it's better to connect with me on Facebook because I'm on there every day, just about pushing my book, pushing my business, sharing other people's businesses and things like that. So just come on Facebook and inbox me. Look me up. My name is Shawne, Shawne, Monet, Monet, Jackson, Jackson. You can go in the search. You can search my full name and you can find me. So
All
if you
right.
want to publish a book, you can find me, ask me your questions, and I'll do my best to lead you in the right direction.
All right. Thank you, Shiny. You did a good job as a host. Is that your first time hosting a show?
Yes.
You did it like a pro. So we got some people out there in the comments. We got Ty in the house. She said good evening. We have Shatoya. I hope I'm saying your name right. She said good evening.
Shatwaya.
Shatai, say it again.
Shatwaya.
Should try it. Okay, Miss
Yeah.
Perry. We got Miss Perry in the house. I ain't even gonna try that first name. And then we got Benicia. Hey. And then we got Miss Perry again. She said, I know that's right. Then we got Candy Jane in the house. She's coming up next week. Hey. Then
Hi.
we got Miss Darlene out there. She says she was bullied too. Candy Jane says she was bullied too. Then we got
Wow.
Laree. out there. She said, "Amen, amen." We got
Hey,
Kia. She said, "No." She said, "That will preach." And she said she loves your book. And let me see who else out there. Miss Marna in the house. She said, "Great job, Shawne. Great
thank
job."
you.
Look at
To
you. You
God
got
be
a
the glory.
Amen. You got a good network out there, a great network. So now we're on the second part of the Ruby Girl Talk Show. So we
Mhm.
switch it up a little bit. So I want y'all to remember what she said in the beginning. She said how that her mom had took her to a doctor, and the doctor said that she wasn't good in reading and English. And so she's had a lot of odds come up against her that basically have said she can't be what she turned out to be. But not only did she become an author, y'all, of not one book, but many books, she has helped other people become authors also. So I think that doctor, we might need to pull his license because he misdiagnosed you. He missed
Yes.
it.
And
He
that's not
really
the
missed it,
first
sis.
time. And throughout my whole life, I've
Yeah.
been to see therapists for different things that I've been through. And they've always falsely diagnosed me.
Hmm. Because you're unique. Those that have that unique calling that are creative, people don't understand us because we don't fit in. We were created to stand out, and you was created to stand out, Shiny. You're
Absolutely.
you're the eagle in the chicken coop where
Hmm.
all the chickens are waiting for a handout. You go out and you desire fresh meat. You desire things that are different from what the chickens want. They go to work every day, they fit into the mold, but you like it's more for me than what I'm experiencing right now. Y'all okay with average, but I'm not okay with average. And so just
Definitely not.
yes, get used to just being a standout. All right. So when did you decide to start publishing books instead of just being an author? And tell us about some of your books.
Okay, my very first book that was published back in 2011 is titled The Only One I Love, A Short Story of Love. That was just me getting my feet wet. I had never published before. I used to watch this show called The Secret. I mean, this movie called The Secret. And the man, Joe Vitale, one of them people, I can't remember which one it was, but one of them said to do a vision board. So I did a vision board and I put the word Shamonj.com on the vision board. I put pictures of journals. I put pictures of books as a way to say, I am going to publish books. Even though those books that I put on those boards were not mine, um, I ended up, I put those on the board. And after I put software on the board, Adobe Photoshop, pictures of Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator. I put pictures of a Mac on my vision board and all of that kind of stuff. I put pictures of cameras on my vision board. Like I put all these things on my vision board. And long story short, 2011, after seeing that Caucasian lady's interview, I went to YouTube University, youtube.com, and I found as many videos as I can find about book publishing and how to do it. And I came across Kindle Direct Publishing. I came across Create Space. Now, Create Space is no longer in existence right now, but at the time, Create Space used to publish paperback books, and Kindle Direct Publishing only did ebooks.
Oh.
So I published my first book as an ebook in 2011. And then I started selling it. And as I sold it, I took that money because I was broke. I didn't have anything. At the time, I had already gotten an associate's degree in business, a bachelor's degree in graphic communications, and a minor in web design.
Wow.
And I would try to find jobs. I applied for jobs and things like that. And I was denied jobs because I was either overqualified due to my education or underqualified due to my lack of experience in that particular job. So I said, well, I can't not just stay broke. So I have to do something. And so what I did was I published my first book in 2011. It was titled The Only One I Love, a short story of love. Then shortly after that, I published another one. That one's called The Lady Blues Story. And then I every time I would publish books, I would make Facebook posts about them. I would make videos about them and put them out there because I've learned that you gotta put your stuff out there in order to get people to purchase your stuff. In order for people to know who you are, you got to be willing to put yourself out there. But the real turning point that happened in my business came when my good friend Crystal Holdip started to see my posts and reached out to me. Now, me and Crystal, we have been friends for years.
Uh-huh.
And she reached out to me. She said, "Hey, Shawne, you've inspired me. I am in college in Bermuda." Now, she's from Bermuda. And she was the very first person to purchase my book in paperback and ebook. Very first person to do that and stuff like that. So she's a very, very supportive friend and stuff
Okay.
like that. She was in college studying to publish books or something like that. Or it was a writing class, something like that. I think it was a writing class. And one of her assignments was she had to, her instructor wanted her to get a publishing company to publish their books, to publish their first book. So guess what she did?
She called you.
She reached out to me.
Aw.
And I published her book, Inspiring Moments, Encouragement for the Soul. And
You.
that was the very first book that I published for someone else. And after she reached out to me, then another
Uh-huh.
person reached out to me by the name of Johnny.
Uh-huh.
And I published his book. It was a poetry book. And then he referred someone to me. And then Crystal referred another person to me. And then another person got referred to me. And that's how I started to get clients. At that point, I started to see that my publishing journey online wasn't just about me, but it was about creating a platform for other people because people were reaching out to me
Mm-hmm.
for help with publishing their books.
That's amazing, Shani, how people push you into your purpose. That's basically what happened. You got pushed into your purpose. And I know we're always like, I don't know what my purpose is and everything. If you stay open to God, it'll just happen. Or God
Mm-hmm.
will use somebody that'll challenge you about something. They'll come to you with a need and then you help them and then you figure out, oh, I'm good at this, or oh, I like this. So I love it. So many aspiring authors, and I know they feel intimidated by the process. Now, what myths about publishing do you want to break today? What myths do you want to address that people think about publishing that's not true at all?
Okay. The first myth is you need permission from a big publisher. I want y'all to look in my eyes. Y'all see this face? You do not need permission from a publisher, a big publisher, or anybody else to publish your book. The decision to publish your book is yours alone.
Hmm,
You choose it for yourself
hmm,
on whether or not you want to publish a book or not. That's the first myth. The second myth is publishing is too expensive. Here's the thing about that. It can be expensive depending on what it is you want to do. Okay? Like if you want to get into major retail stores and you want to get your imprint and you want to hire a professional editor, if you're doing a children's book and you want to hire a professional illustrator, or if you want to hire a professional graphic designer, or if you want to hire a firm that has a bunch of professional graphic designers, then yes, it will be expensive. However, guess what? It doesn't have to be expensive. You want to know why it doesn't have to be expensive?
Tell us, girl.
It doesn't have to be expensive because there are free and affordable tools that you can use that's going to help you to publish your book. For an example, you can use ChatGPT for research. You can use Grammarly for editing. You can use Google Docs for writing. Now, back when I first started, I had no idea about Google Docs. So I used Microsoft Word for writing my books and formatting my books. And then when I started to get into the graphic design stuff, I started to use InDesign. Okay, which is a major learning curve. Okay,
Oh yeah.
it's a learning curve. So
Ooh.
I started using those. But guess what? You don't have to use those. You can use Google Docs for writing. You can use Canva for cover design. Now me, I'm old school. I'm going to stick to my Photoshop. I'm going to stick to my Illustrator because I already paid the price years ago when I was in college. I
Mhm.
paid thousands of dollars for that software.
Mm.
So, of course, I'm going to use that because I still have access to that stuff, right?
Mhm.
But for you, you don't have to use that. You can use Canva to do your cover design. And last but not least, you can use Kindle Direct Publishing to publish your ebook and your paperback for free. It costs nothing to publish your book on Kindle Direct Publishing. Now, the only thing that you will pay for is your proof. So let's say you upload your file, right?
Mhm.
And you want to see what your file, what your manuscript, what your book looks like before it goes to print
Mhm.
for other people to buy it. And you want, and it's a good idea to do this because I do this with every book that I publish. I order proofs
Yes.
because I get those books, I order the proof, and I proofread the proof because when you're trying to edit things on devices, iPads, Androids, Apple computers, whatever you're using to work on your book, and you can use any device, by the way, to work on your book,
Mhm.
any device that you want to use. Whichever one that you're using, you pretty much you you're pretty much going to miss some things. But when you actually have the proof, you can red mark it. You know how when you was in elementary school and middle school and high school, you turned in a paper or assignment and the teacher gave it back to you with red ink?
Oh yeah.
Well, you can red ink yourself with your novel. And then you can take that red ink that you got, you can take all those changes you made and you can apply those changes to your file, re-upload that file, and now you can go ahead and publish it.
Wow. You
And
just
guess and
you
guess how much it costs
how
for
much?
proof? Under $20.
Y'all hear this? Now she done gave y'all the whole just about book publishing. process. So if you're out there like, I want to write a book, I don't know how to start, I don't know what to do, I hope you were taking notes because people charge what she just told you. People charge for this. You be paying thousands of dollars, and a lot of people do it just in seconds. And I know that it's true because I self-published both of my books. It was kind of, I wouldn't say hard, it was a little difficult to learn. What I say was it I wouldn't say hard. It was just I ran into some things, Shiny, that I had to figure out on my own. I had to Google some stuff. But you basically have given them the whole process. And so she's dropped so many nuggets, as Tia said, that she also has a PDF that she wants to get to you. But you got to do something first. You got to do something first. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. Let me see, where did I put it at? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, no, better yet, it's already, if you look at the top section of this video, you will see a Facebook page link. Click on there and go there, and I want you to subscribe to her Facebook page. And when you do, you come back and you put in the comments, subscribe. And if you put in the comments, subscribe, I'm going to send you a PDF. In the PDF, she has all these links that basically show you how to self publish, how to keep in contact with her. She has all types of business resources that you need. And listen, we like free, right? Right. We like free. So let me
Yes.
see if I can kind of help y'all out if y'all looking for the link. But I want you to talk about your book, your newest book, while I look for the link. We only have a few more minutes, but I definitely want you to talk about your book.
Okay, so I'll try to be quick. This is the book, guys. Uh-oh, it's upside down. Okay. I was inspired. I was watching Godzilla one day when I should have been working on my business. And yeah, I'm telling on myself, but don't y'all go back and tell Mr. Cartwright on me. Okay? But no, but I was binge watching Godzilla one day. And I noticed something. I noticed in the Japan movies of Godzilla, the older versions of Godzilla, that most of the characters were Japanese. And I also noticed, like in the American versions, that most of the actors were Caucasian. And I didn't see hardly any black actors. I only seen like a few in one of the movies. And I'm like, huh. And I believe this was God that put this in my spirit, y'all. This thought came to my head out of nowhere. It said, and the thought was, what would it look like if Godzilla came to the hood? I said, huh, that question sparked an idea. So what did I do? I started going to Google researching. I started going to ChatGPT researching. I found out that Godzilla is a $1 billion industry. It's a $7 billion industry to be exact. And I found out that it's trademarked. And I would have to get permission, pay licensing fees, and all that in order to do that. So I said, I'm not doing that. I'm going to come up with my own kaiju. And my kaiju is Zalara. And that's how come you have Titan in Detroit, The Rise of Zalara. Okay. And this is the first book of the Rise of the Titan saga. That is how this was born, just from watching the movie. It's a faith-based Kaji story rooted in Detroit, Michigan. I wanted Detroit to not just be shown as a city of struggle. I wanted Detroit to be looked at as a city of strength, creativity, innovation, and hope. Like there's this one scene in the book that I love. It's like one of my favorite scenes. It's the scene with Alina. She's a woman in the story who realizes she's been chosen for something greater. Now, before that, she was having all these nightmares and she was scared all the time. She was full of doubt and fear. But the God on the inside of her spoke to her told her the power that she have that is within her, and demanded that she rise up and do what it was that she's called to do. And that's not just Alina's story. That's my story. And that's your story. That's our story. God is calling us to rise up. Just like Detroit has risen from the ashes, you can rise up too. The Bible says God gives us beauty for ashes. And I want every person that's watching this live, I want every person that purchased this book to walk away believing that in their own, I want every person to walk away believing that in their own lives.
That's powerful. That's powerful. We as Detroit have been given such a bad rap, but for you to start to restore the image of Detroit with a book, and it's none and it's fiction. You know, a lot of authors that come on my show, I would say 99% of their books are non-fiction. So this is refreshing to have a book that the whole family can read. That is, as you say, faith-based, and that is big. Um, like you say, what's her name? Zalara. I like that Zalara. Somebody's gonna name their child that.
And there is one other thing that I forgot to say that I
Uh-huh.
want to say, that this book was also inspired by my mentor, where I go to church at, Global Empowerment Ministries, Mr. Cartwright.
Shout out to Mr. Art Cartwright. He's out here changing the city and changing people's lives. Yes, we
Yes,
got to give a shout out to Global Empowerment Ministry. If you're in
absolutely.
Detroit, you definitely, if you're an entrepreneur, business minded person, you definitely need to connect with Global Empowerment Ministry. It's on 7 Mile, right at Lasher, where the old post office is. If you west side, you know what I'm talking about. And so, Shiny, we got a few minutes, and
Hmm.
the name of her book is, say it again.
Titan in Detroit, The Rise of Zalara.
And Solara is like what you call it, a Godzilla like lady monster, I would say. Am I right?
Yeah, she is the Empress of Monsters.
Oh, the Ruby Girl of monsters. Okay.
Empress, if because I looked it up and I did a lot of research on
Uh-huh.
this stuff. The
Mm.
Empress is higher than the king.
Oh, really?
And Godzilla is the king of monsters.
Wow. So that means if her and Godzilla got into a fight, she probably would win.
Yep.
I believe it because women, we're very kind, and aren't we women? Put in there win. Women know how to
Woo!
win. We're smart. We may not have the strength, but we smart enough. We know how to win when it comes up against men. So put win, win, win in the chat, y'all. So I'm gonna let you
Hmm.
close out. I really love this interview, and so I'm just gonna recap it right quick for those that might have came in late. So Shani was told when she was younger that basically writing and reading wasn't her thing, and she was told this by a doctor and said that her IQ was low. And so, but Shani, because of her mother's influence and because of the determination, and most important because of God, she overcame those odds. To not only was she a reader, but she was a fantastic writer and has written many books, but also a publisher and helped a lot of people write books. And so she decided, after doing some research, that she was going to create a character like Zalara that came to Detroit in the hood. Now, this is what I want to definitely want to know. How in the world did the hood respond to Zalara?
I'm
Come
not
on
going to
now,
tell you. You got to
because
read the book to find out.
because when Mr. Art had the robots on 7 Mile, they was tripping about that. So I can imagine when they looked up and saw Big Zalara. But you got to get the book. You got to get the book. So you can go on Amazon. I dropped the link in the chat, and I hope that you went on her page. The link is in the chat too, and you became subscribe to her page so we can send you this PDF. So while I'm gonna give her 2 minutes to close out. So while she close out, I'm gonna show her book on Amazon. I'm gonna run through a website right quick, and I'm gonna show you what you're gonna get on your resources. So, all right, Miss Shiny, we got 2 minutes. So go
Okay.
ahead while I share the screen.
All right. So, I want everybody to know that your story matters and that your gift matters. The book that you're holding in your heart, that book that you're holding in your heart might be the key to someone else's healing and deliverance. So I want you guys to trust God, have faith, be resilient, and never give up, because with Him, you can do all things. With Him, you can write that book. With Him, you can build that business or step into that dream, whatever that may be. So I just want to encourage you all to connect with me. Go to my website, shamonjgifts.com. Go and connect with me personally on Facebook. You can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. You can go to TikTok. And if you haven't purchased your book yet, I want you to go to Amazon and purchase your book. Or if you say, I want to purchase it directly from me, you can actually Cash App or Zelle me $25 for the hard copy or $15 for the paperback. Okay, this one here is the hardcover, and this one here is the paperback. So I just wanted to take a moment to tell you guys that. And I also want to let you guys know, if you haven't already, I want you to join the Rise of the Titans community, because we're building something special together. And I want to let you guys in on a secret. This isn't just the first book. The plan is to do 50 books for 50 states. 50 books for 50 states. And then also to do movies. The plan is to build a company and build a brand that's $1 billion brand. Okay. So, and we want to build this $1 billion brand so that we can bring change in the world, because African Americans lead the nation in poverty, unemployment, incarceration, and recidivism. And I want Shamonj Gifts LLC to build this $1 billion brand so that I can bring change in the world, so I can create jobs, so that I can inspire and fund other people's businesses, fund other people's books, fund, just help people. That is my dream, is to build a business that helps people. And those are all of my authors who have published through my company that she's showing the screen on, just to let you guys know.
All right, give me your contact information right quick before we close out.
Okay, so if you guys want to stay in contact with me, I want you guys to, it's best to catch me on Facebook, to be quite honest. So you can go to Facebook. You can type in www.facebook.com/SHAWNEJ. Or you can go to Facebook and just type in my name, Shawne Monet Jackson. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and type in Shamonj Gifts. My channel should come up. You can look me up on TikTok. Now, I'm kind of new to TikTok. I don't have a whole lot posted there yet because I'm still trying to figure TikTok out. I don't understand TikTok, but I heard TikTok is where it's at. So I'm going to learn it. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Like if you type in Shamonj Gifts, or if you type in my name, Shawne Jackson, or you can email me, Shawne.Jackson329 at gmail.com. You can go to my website, www.shamonjgifts.com. Those are all the ways that you can connect with me.
All right. Thank you, Shiny. This has been a very interesting and inspiring Ruby Girl talk. And I pray someone out there that was watching that, number one, you shared. You got time to share. They can watch the replay. But I hope that her words inspired you to go beyond what people say you can't do, what you should not do. You can do all things through Christ that strengthen you. And I want you to remember that regardless of what diagnosis that you get, the negative words that come your way, if you and God partner together, there is no obstacles in your way. They're just walls that God would empower you like a troop to just leap over. He'll give you them hind feet so you can navigate right over whatever comes your way. And so Shani has showed us what resilience is. And she talked about she had a major client, her lights went out, her computer wasn't working right, and yet and still she called some people and they wouldn't even help her out. But it's been many times she said she's wanted to give up, but God kept pushing her and she's kept going. And so because of that, now we have this wonderful book that y'all are able to read and other books. And because of her pushing, now there's people that they went from a writer to a published author. And so if you look during the when she was talking, I showed you the resource sheet that you would get. So go to her page. What's the name of your page again that you want them to subscribe to?
It depends on which one they want to subscribe to. If you are a big fan of Zalara and you want to be a part of this $1 billion industry, you want to go to Rise of the Titans community, and you want to go to Facebook and type in Rise of the Titans Saga community, and you want to join that group. But if you want your book publishing, you want your books published, you want to go to my Facebook group, and it is called Start Your Publishing Company with Shamonj Gifts. Go
Okay.
to that group and join.
All right, the link is in the chat, y'all. And the link for her book on Amazon is in the chat too. So I want to thank everybody that supported her. She's my first guest that has pumped up the support for the show. I was like, you get the award for the guest that has shared the most, tagged the most, and posted the most. If I had this energy every week, y'all, look, I'd be big as Steve Harvey. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the Ruby Girl Talk Show. And thank
You're
you for sharing
welcome.
your story so much. It's so inspiring, especially to us that have been bullied, that has been counted out, us that just don't fit in, us that's the quiet storm that we get overlooked all the time, and people just don't know the impact that we do, especially what you're doing in the community and the heart that you have for the community. So, everybody, I'll be back next Tuesday with another guest. I am Dr. K, known as your favorite Ruby Girl. Connect with me at rubygirl.net. Y'all have a great and fantastic night. So, me and Shiny, we're signing off Facebook, but y'all have a great night.
Have a
Good
great
night.
night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.